Welcome to the live session from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. Traders, another trading week after the NFP. And let's look at the overall market situation currently, what kind of trading opportunity we have. We'll be looking for potential entry. And if you guys look at what we can see, this is the first day of the trading week after the NFP. And as first day of trading week, if we look at here, we can see that all the instrument, especially XAUUSD and the USD pairs, currently having a nice looking trend here. Euro dollar having a trend. We saw there was a bounce. Dollar yen having a trend which is in a downtrend. AUD USD currently in an uptrend, and euro dollar also in an uptrend. Gbpusd little sideways. I will not be looking at today GJ. We will be looking at USD pairs such as dollar yen as well as euro dollar, British pound US dollar, and XAUUSD, which is the gold here. We'll begin with gold analysis, and then we will be looking for also USD pairs, the one that is mostly trending. British pound US dollar also trending nicely. We can look at that as well. And I would like to see that all the members are ready for this another trading week. And if you guys are here, say yes on the live chat so that you know that everyone is here. And in this education, our focus is learning, growing as a trader, looking for analysis as well as live trade setup. Here, our main goal is to help the traders, the community, to develop the trading psychology, learn the technical analysis, learning the strategy, and also finding some good trading opportunity along the way. There is a saying that give a man a fish, he will feed himself for the day. Teach a man how to fish, he will feed him for the rest of the life. But unfortunately, most of them teach a man how to fish by keeping him starving, right? So you can't teach or learn to fish by remaining starving, right? So you need a meal. So that is why we focus both on instantly trading, learning, and also long-term growth as a trader. So you need a fish on the day, and also you need to learn to fish for the future as well. So combining both of them, looking for in a way that we can find out everyday trade setup. Let me see why the chat is not appearing here. Yeah, it's coming up. All right, so let's look at here. Gbpusd currently trending nicely along with XAUUSD, where you can see the gold also trending very nicely here on gold. And with that in mind, what we can see here in this instrument, looking at first of all XAUUSD, and this is currently, we saw there was a sharp bounce from the support level on gold, and with that, that strong bounce, the market is currently moving towards an imbalance zone, where usually the market doesn't like an imbalance. So the market moves from imbalance to the balance. Now, looking at XAUUSD, let's first do the multi-time frame analysis. This is the key, guys. Looking at bigger picture, you always look at the end of the tunnel, right? So that's where you can find a lot of motivation to move forward when you look at the bigger picture. So if you look at the chart, we always look at the bigger picture. That means that looking at monthly, will give you a clear direction, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. So looking at monthly on XAUUSD, we can see that the monthly price action here, there is a long wick and also long wick. The previous monthly candle is a middleman. If you guys not sure about the middleman, we discuss about that. This is a middleman here on the monthly, and that middleman, if we look at, we see there is a long wick at the top, and from this support level this month after pullback, it has got a bounce here again to fill the long wick at the top. So with that in mind, XAUUSD, we can see the market potentially be bouncing back to the upside to create a new higher high here. So looking at here on the weekly, what we can see, this is the weekly price action. There is a weekly support. The market has formed a higher low and started to bounce back up. We see that this is the weekly price action so far. First day of trading week, pretty impressive move to the upside, and it is showing that possibility to create a new higher high. So the previous weekly high is here. Pardon. The previous weekly high is here. Now when we see that previous weekly high, there is an imbalance here. If you guys look at it, you can see there is a doji, and that imbalance is where we might see the market is potentially going back up and then filling that long wick. So here, as soon as we see the market is in a pullback on the lower time frame, we might be able to find that entry opportunity. Looking at the daily chart, this is the daily price action so far. Previous day there's a doji. Now today the market started to move back to the upside, and we can expect for the price to potentially to remain bullish to create a new higher high here. So this is the daily doji here. We can see the market is approaching the daily doji, expecting for the price to potentially move back to the upside here. Now looking at the 4-hour chart here, this is where the key level that we will be looking at. As the previous session, the candle closed here from this support level, and this session we can see there's a 4-hour bullish engulfer followed by another 4-hour candle here. Now what we will be looking at is deeper pullback. Deeper pullback is key because when we see the market has dropped well below, we can look for potential further entry opportunity in this market. So let's look at here on the 1-hour chart, and this is the 4-hour key level that I would like to mark for this. Potentially, if the market drop back here, we will be able to see a significant move in this market. So looking at the 30 minutes, here is what you can see that the price is this is the 15 minutes, also a narrow candle formation. Now here I'm dropping to very lower time frame to see. If you guys look at it, you can see this is the 5 minutes bullish engulfer. There was a multiple liquidity gap. The market has created this structure here. Now there is an inverted head and shoulder here. Okay, so it still can remain bullish from here, but for me, if you look at the 4-hour again, this is where there is a starting of the move, and if the market come down for a pullback here, that's where we will be looking for potential entry opportunity in this market. So waiting for the price to give us that suitable price action confirmation here. As soon as we will find that, we will be entering into the trade. So here is a trend line that we can see, and wanting to see the market is breaking out of that trend line here. So you can see this is a support. Okay, so if you guys look at it, you can see the market whenever dropping here, bouncing back to this to the upside here, and it's in a bullish trend at the moment. And in that bullish trend, okay, so you can see the market in a bullish trend, expecting that the market to potentially break from the trend line and then to remain bullish. So again, going to the 4-hour here, where the market is in the bullish price action here, the 5 minutes long wick candle here as well. Now the way the market is heading, we may see that potentially continuing to the upside from here, or I will be waiting for that deeper pullback in this market here. Okay, so you can see this is a deeper pullback in that area, and here is an important support level waiting for the market to show its hand, and as soon as we will find that, we will be looking for entry in this market. So here is a lag creation that is basically a potentially a trend continuation. There's a 15 minutes middleman as well. So but I will be waiting for a little deeper pullback, especially breaking from this trend line that we have drawn. And if the market managed to break from this trend line here, this is where also the 4-hour support coming in play, and we can look for a possible entry with a pending order if we see the market has done that enough pullback in this area. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. Let's look at that. And in that area here, what we can see, the market trying to break from this trend line, and once we see the market breaking from the trend line, we can look for possible trading opportunity in this market. Here is a key level, as we mentioned. This is a support here, and also maintaining that series of higher low. Would like to see the market breaking from the trend line, and then we can look for an entry with a pending order along the way. We'll be looking to see. Thank you. All right, so yes, welcome. Thank you for confirmation. Can you do detailed setup? What do you mean by keyword 2? Key level XAUSD move is over, is allowed. Thank you. Video is buffering. I think from my side should be okay, isn't it? Probably need to look at your net. All right. And with that in mind, what we can see that the market here, it is approaching that trend line, and from the trend line, wanting to see the price to breaking from the trend line. And once we see the market has dropped well below, we can look for possible entry opportunity in this market. So the key here is that if you guys look at, you can see the 4-hour. This is the 4-hour bullish engulfer. And as soon as the candle opened, the new one, the market started to bounce from that level, and that is where the liquidity is on. So once the market reached that level, that's where you can look for that liquidity zone, and that's why we're looking to see the market to break to that liquidity zone, and then to enter based on that. We'll see that. And wanting to see that it dropped to that 4-hour support. Patience is key. We need to wait to see that setup. Once we see the market has reached that level where there is this setup, it may slowly drop to that level or may not, but price action confirmation is the key. See, there are to be a better trader, okay, we don't need bunch of information. We need specific but precise information. If you are becoming a trader but not sure where you are lacking or what areas you are not understanding in the chart, then this few moments that we are talking about is very important, as you know, I had a long trading experience, and most of the information that I share is observational. Okay, so observation is key. So when you observe, you started to see the real picture of everything. The real knowledge comes from the observation, because anything that you learn from the textbook is second hand, right? It's someone else's opinion. What you observe changes everything, right? So that is why observation is key. So when you see by yourself, observe, okay, that is where you can find the actual information. The actual experience come from the observation, and it's backed by the science also. If you look at the quantum mechanics also, you'll see that probably you know that famous double slit experiment. When you look at a particle, okay, so when you observe, the particle behave like a particle, but when you are not observing, it is acting like a wave, right? So it's everywhere at the same time. So when you observe, the things that you are observing is changing, and it is the most expensive part of becoming a trader, is to spend hours of time in front of the chart to observe how the market behave, why the candlestick form in the form. Because looking at the live market is very important, because if you look at the, let's say you do the back testing, you did a lot of back testing, right? And because when you do the back testing, what we see that I call the dat candle. Okay, why do I call the dat candle, that I discussed many times? So back testing even will not give you the actual information. Let me show you why. Very important, guys. Now when you see that a candle closed, this is a 1 hour chart, right? It can be 4 hour, 5 minutes, 1 minute. When you see a candle closed, it's a dat candle because it's closed, and the shape that we can see in that candle, during the lifetime of this candle, the price action behave very differently than what you see after the candle close. Maybe this shape came out just before 30 seconds of the candle close. For example, if you look at the previous candle, okay, so what do you see here? This is a full green body, almost no wick at the bottom, which might be a gap open, and full body. But if you replay that candlestick pattern, let's see what do you see when you replay that. Let's replay that. You see this candle open here, gone up, has come back down, and then gone back up. So there is a lot of up and down here in that candle. What you see, a bull candle, there is a lot of ups and down during that candlestick pattern, and that only you can see that in a live market when you observe the market. And that's where you can predict the market also with the higher accuracy, when you see that in the live chart how the price is behaving. And that is what we are looking at when we are looking at the market, right? So it's essential that always observe, try to give a lot of time, okay? And you don't have to learn all this from your mistake. You can learn from the mistakes of other. Trading is a zone where there is a lot of mistakes happen. The faster you will do that, the quicker you learn it. And as I mentioned, you don't have to reinvent the light bulb again, right? It's already invented. You just need to modify it and use it. So that is why education is very important. If you really want to be a trader, education is the key. Here it's available, everything. in the academy we have now, you know, the thousands of members in the academy, trading, learning, growing as a trader with us. This is the best trading education you'll ever find. You'll see that in our members regular feedback. There are more development coming, and stay connected with the academy. If you guys wanna really dream to be a trader, then this is where you'll find the actual education, where the real knowledge came from the observation, and the mentor that I had was a big one. Okay, so I had quite a few mentors. Having a mentor is very important because you can't do it yourself at all the time. You can do, but the cost will come is huge because trading cost, right? So having a mentor is essential, and luckily I had mentor who had, you know, that looking at the chart years after years as an institutional trader. They worked as an institutional trader. The best mentor in the world that helped me to learn to trade, and that's where I become a trader and later hone my skill by observing the market, right? So if you guys has come here probably for a reason to become a better trader, so don't miss out any part of this live session as an added bonus. One of the lucky members, you know, I don't take a lot of members in the academy because my goal here, whoever came here already, to help them the best way possible, rather than, you know, bringing a lot of members and not giving them the right education. So one lucky winner from this live session will be able to join the academy, one of you from all of this, to become a member in the academy for the rest of your life. And that lucky person will get access to all my exclusive strategies, personal trading tools, as well as mentoring, guiding. Whoever will come in this competition at the end of this live session can see very different trading academy here. But you must be passionate and dedicated as a trader. So now let's see that you can see we talk about the breakout structure, and it did that. It started to bounce back up. But now my trading setup will be, I want to see a clean breakout structure. As we just have started, we still have time to see that potentially when it's gonna move back up. So you can see 15 minutes back to back, 3 15 minutes candle. This one also closing, and after this move, okay, can expect another drop, and that's what I'm waiting. This is my zone here that potentially to look for buy. Okay, so we can write here as a buy zone for this move. Okay, so here we are looking at that buy zone on XAUSD and waiting for the market. It may come, may not come. Here is from the 5 minutes. Also we see that this is a bullish price action. It may still continue to rise. There is a liquidity gap here, there is a liquidity gap here, but if it is coming down here, that's where our best opportunity to look for entry. This is one buy zone. If it is not coming here, then along the way we will see that how the price action is preparing. Okay, so but if it drops down here, which we possible to see, you'll see the market does like that. After moving certain distance, it dropped back to an important support level, and that's what we have placed that that our level, that if the market dropped to that key level here, we are looking for buy opportunity in that area. Thank you, welcome, all good. Short time, thank you. Video small, overall text bullish, thank you, welcome. Yes, now being a trader is a hard job, as you know that. For those who are complete beginner, probably it's difficult to understand first, but once you experience, you know, you become experienced, you know that how it works. I would like to know, guys, here we have got a few traders looking at the chart, how long you are trading. You can share your experience as well, so to know that actually how far you are in your trading, so you guys can share your thought and opinion of how long you are trading, or how long is your experience as a trader. Thank you. Beginner, so APE, beginner. Okay, you know, everyone needs to begin somewhere, isn't it? So everyone was a beginner. So beginner, if you are a beginner, then the best thing I would say that for the beginner, look at always bigger picture, that in the beginning that we saw. Okay, don't think of becoming a trader overnight. Now if you want to become a trader overnight, you might miss the actual gist of becoming a better trader. So when you look at the long-term picture, bigger picture of becoming a trader for long-term growth, that's where you started to see a different picture. Take a plan for 3 years, 5 years, okay, of being a trader. Why not, right? Now when we do a full-time job, we retire at 60, 65, right? So if you are at age of 30, even 40, you know that you need to retire 30, 65, 70. What about taking 5 years as a continuous effort to improve as a trader, and then go for a retirement, right? So you can, if you're at 40, then you can retire at 45, 30, 35. Because trading is freedom, isn't it? I find it really interesting. It's freedom, because when you know how to trade, when you know the risk management, you gain freedom. And that is important at the moment, right? There's a lot of opportunity coming. 1 year not consistent, so yeah, that's okay. In the beginning it is inconsistent, right? I quit almost, I think, 4 times when I started. I first traded in 1 month, and then I quit for 1 or 2 months, and then I started again for a couple of months, and then quit. And then so after 4th consecutive quitting, then I took it seriously. So it's okay in the beginning, especially now if you are having a little bit inconsistency, which is, I think, in trading sometimes it's needed, because when you have that inconsistency, you have a little bit of gap, recharge, refresh yourself for another boost, right? Move. Just as this year, but pushing, okay, little over 5 years. Revenge trading is not okay, especially during consolidation. Revenge trading is not okay, not only in consolidation, in any situation. Trading psychology is very important when you are looking at the market, right? So it's very important. Start this year, thank you. So this year means that you're still beginner, which is good. Welcome. Usdjpy looks like a short. My goal is to master smart money concept. Thank you. Yeah, that's what we are doing here. Smart money concept is very, very important. And the strategy that I use also based on the smart money concept, because the real trading happen based on the smart money. Let me see here in this area. Okay, so here is British pound US dollar. Now the British pound US dollar, we can see that it's in a bullish market. Gbpusd. All right, so you can see this is Gbpusd and it's in a bull market. And here is, we can see that this is a bullish engulfer from the 4-hour. With this bullish engulfer, we can see the market from the 4-hour on Gbpusd. It is in a bullish trend. And if we look at the 1-hour here, we can see this is a 1-hour move, which is pretty strong upside momentum here on Gbpusd. And what I see that, guys, on Gbpusd, this is currently in an uptrend. Possibility for upside is higher. So if we see that break of structure on Gbpusd, okay, so here is British pound US dollar. Once we see that break up structure here, right, so this is the zone that you will be looking for potential trading opportunity on Gbpusd. All right, so looking at here on Gbpusd, as soon as you will find that entry opportunity, we will be looking into that. While on XAUSD, we can see that the market is still maintaining that trend line. Once you see that it has broken from the structure, we will be looking for entry. Waiting for on any of that break of structure. Break of structure is key, because when you see that the market has broken from the structure, we can see that the price in an important area of value, and we can look for that entry. All right, so waiting for that. And past week was a big week, isn't it, with the NFP? And let's look at the calendar again to see what is coming up next. So coming up 12 a.m. in my zone, which we will be covering here, dollar ISM service PMI, which may lead that price to trend, that we can see ISM service PMI on dollar coming up on 6th of May, which is just a matter of an hour, right? So we will be trading that one. And tomorrow coming up, NZD employment change and unemployment rate, followed by also in NY session tomorrow, FOMC. Now FOMC is another big one, so we will see that really good move due to the FOMC after the NFP. Now we also will be looking to see that later today. I think gold gonna be very volatile this week because of the NZD news, which also market mover for gold, and also FOMC. So here you can see the market, whenever breaking below, is getting a rejection here. So I think it might be looking for a possible stronger break of structure. They're waiting to see. Okay, so if the market coming here to that 4-hour support trade, that's where we will be looking for that entry. It's creating a structure here, which is possibly to trend. But for me, I will be waiting for that the market to break from the structure, which we may see that this trend to continue or to come back here 4-hour support again, reviewing that level. So you can see a 1-hour candle closing. I think after the 1-hour close, we may see that possible a pullback, and so if it revert back after the 1-hour close, then we will be looking for possible entry from this 4-hour support. And if we can get in the trade from this 4-hour support, then we will be looking to set TP somewhere around this level, which will give us almost 50-60 pip potential target here. Now, if we look at the British Pound US dollar here, okay, so what we can see that the market is also maintaining that uptrending market structure on Gbpusd, which is maintaining series of higher high and higher low, and this one from this support level clearly bounced back to the upside on Gbpusd, and we may see the market in this one also to remain potentially bullish back to the upside to that level where there is a high liquidity in that area. So from the 4-hour here, you can see the market here. This is a bullish move in that area, and with that bullish momentum, we could see the market to potentially trend back to the upside to this where there is a support here, which is turning resistance in that area. And from the lower time frame here on Gbpusd, this is the trend line, wanting to see the market to show and then to potentially revert back to the upside here. So here we can see the candle on the 1-minute chart on XAUSD moving in a complete sideway, and we may see the price to potentially revert back here to the support level to create a new lower low. We'll see that where it is heading to. So you can see quite a few liquidity grab, and there is a possibility for a return to the support. But still it's in a bull market, so we will still be waiting for that move. Here is we can see that quite a few long wick candle, and that might lead that price to come back here to the support level, potentially to retest and then to return back up. 1-hour candle closing just has closed. Okay, so you see that 1-hour closed and with a long wick. Now this 1-hour lower time frame, you can see there is a bounce, and it may continue to rise back to the upside here. Or you can see the lower time frame getting a rejection here. There is a possibility for, as we mentioned, that deeper pullback, waiting to see that. Here what we can see in this area, that from this long wick candle, it's trying to break below, and there is a crossover of 10 and 20 EMA. So the probability for the market to come back here as whenever the price approaching the low, you can see there is a reaction to the upside. For us to look for any bullish entry, as we discussed, so you can see that this is a new trend line now at the moment with this one, so getting a little lower the level. So here now newly developed level in that area. So if this is breaking below, then 4-hour support is here. So you can see that this is the 4-hour candle closing in 56 minutes, which as soon as this candle will close, you will see that coming up ISM service PMI, which will definitely have some little movement at least. So that before the news, if it is coming down here to that buy zone, that's why we're waiting to see that the market to potentially give a proper entry opportunity. Slowly the market is breaking below from that level, and that break below is what we're discussing for this potential move to the support level here. Here is with this one, it start to drop here from the lower time frame, and as it is approaching that support level, expecting it to come back to that and then to revert back to the upside, waiting for that to come back and then to return. See that where how far it might be heading to. Now when a market in a trend, especially a long-term trend, you can see that this is a long-term uptrend. So whenever deviating from the trend line, whenever the market deviating from the trend line, and you can see the price just immediately revert back to the upside, that's where you need to pay attention here, that how the market is deviating from the trend line. Okay, so which is an essential part Okay, you can see that this is the zone. That is where okay, so it's a long week in that area. We see another long week, and with that long week candle expecting it to potentially trend in that direction to the support level. And this trend is essential to see that it's coming to an important key level before we look for any possible entry, because the market, if you look at the previous session, there's a 4-hour 10 and 20 MA crossover in that area, which has given the probability for the market to potentially trend back to the upside. You can see locally it's breaking from the structure, which is necessary at the moment to see that it's coming here to the key level before we look for entry. This local drop that I'm not going to sell this market at the moment until we see a big change in the market sentiment, because trading with the trend is the key aspect of becoming a better trader. So trading with the trend is very important, and to identify the direction of the trend, you know, it is important also we look at the multi time frame analysis. Now if you look at here, you can see this is the a global uptrend. So if you 4-hour, you can see this is a big move followed by a narrower candle. And if you look at daily, from the daily, it's a clean breakout. So there's no doubt at the moment it's a globally uptrend. The market has just changed the trend. So the any trade that we will be opening here at the moment is the bias. We need to look for the bigger direction. So the long-term direction here is bullish. So we are looking on that where the market is showing that bullish pattern. So if you look at here, you can see 4-hour chart. It's a bull market where heading to the upside with a stronger momentum. And if it is coming here to this liquidity zone, which is that we are expecting, that's where we want to enter. Okay, so here slowly it's breaking down from that level, which is good to see that it's breaking from that support, from the resistance to the support level. And that drop is, now if you look at the very bigger picture here, you can see it's a big move that early today we have seen, and this is an imbalance. And I don't think that the market will be able to break completely below, though there is a news coming, spike can happen. But at the moment, coming to that support is where an essential level that we can look for any entry in this market. So you can see this is the lower time frame The market is forming series of lower high, and with that series of lower high formation, you could see the price to potentially trend back down here to that support level. Now still trending in that direction to the support level from this reversal confirmation. So if we look at the 5 minutes, we can see that a full rejection from the top, and if this one single move coming here, that will be a very good area that we can look for buying opportunity. So just come back to that support level, and from here it may try to bounce, but I think that is still not fully potentially ready for a bounce, though it has come to an important support. There is a primary reaction here in that support level. So you may see that now possibly an inverted head and shoulder here. Or a head and shoulder. Now with this bounce that we can see from the 5 minutes, closing with a bullish candle, okay, we can see there is a possible an inverted head and shoulder can form, and with this one, so from this support, if we look at the 30 minutes, there is a bounce. 15 minutes candle close, yeah, there is still probability for coming down here. So if we look at the 4 hour here, that we can see this is the target that we can look for possible buying. Now it may move in a sideways little bit, but as we mentioned that here it may easily can come back here in that level. So from the that I do change the time frame. If you guys find it hard to follow, you can let me know in the live chat. So when you see the time frame changes, that's where easy to follow along the main direction of the trend, which is the key here. Thank you. And yeah, absolutely, what do you think about using Trading Hub? Learn today was expected to sell, but what's the reason gold going up? So yeah, that's a very good question, isn't it? What's the reason gold going up? So have any got any idea here? See, there are quite a few opinion which watching. Thank you, boss. Thanks for Gbpusd analysis. Yeah, this is what we are doing here. 30 minutes overbought. Do you news have an impact? Do the news have an impact? Yeah, news should have an impact because it's dollar news. So what's the reason gold going up? That's an important question, isn't it? Anyone here, guys, can come up with an answer. What is the reason that gold is going up? What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Answer me. You're demanding an answer. Let me see. What's your question? Can trading be relied upon a source of? Can trading be relied upon a source of income for someone with a family? Yeah, you can demand that answer. Absolutely. Of course, there are millions of traders all around the world, right? Millions of traders, and it's the easiest way to generate additional income. What you need to do to become a better trader, to become a successful trader, is to be able to overcome the emotional part of becoming a trader, guys. You'll see that for those who have a little experience, you'll understand that if you trade on a demo account, it becomes very easy to be successful, right? But if you are trading, as soon as you go to the live account, you will see the completely different results. Am I right or wrong? Do you guys have an idea on that? Now, why this happen? This is where, yeah, got it. This is where the secret. If you can become good at demo, then why it's affecting the live is because of the emotion. And once you can completely detach yourself from your trade, you become a trader. Thanks again, welcome. Yep, that is becoming a trader. So once you can completely detach yourself from your trade, not from trading, you have to be attached with the trading to become a better trader, from your trade. And that means that the trade goes up and down, which is having less and less emotional response in you can make a living out of trading. And that's why all the VIP Zoom class that I take in the academy, that yesterday also you have a VIP Zoom class, probably you guys have seen the recorded version posted on the group, is giving you an idea how to do day trading. Now the experienced trader don't spend a lot of time in front of the chart. Now you need to spend in front of the chart a lot of time. For example, right now is because you are learning. But once you become an expert trader, you need 1 hour, 2 hours a day to set up and forget. And coming up, that this is now a time when the technology getting updated and updated, right? Probably 20 or 25 years ago, if someone using a mobile phone, you still could say, okay, I still don't like to use a mobile phone, if you look at the 30 years ago. But now you can't live without it, right? So learning to trade, and also at the same time how to use the trading tool, is an inevitable part of becoming a trader, either you want or no. And that is why the Forex Trading Wizard Academy is always 5 steps ahead of the time. We have now AI trading tool beside our day trading that our members are already in the academy. So the reason is, we can't go backward, right? We need to go forward. And that's why this academy is going ahead over everything. We have trading tool, and we look forward a big time, a long time, a bigger picture, right? 5 years, 10 years time, when traders might be only using AI tool to create an additional source of income, or maybe the primary source of income, because 9 to 5 might be a threat coming up very soon, right? So get ready for the hype, for the excitement of becoming a trader. Trading is freedom, and it doesn't require anything if you know how to do that. And no one knows in the beginning, right? I didn't know when I began, and that's why you need a mentor. But don't go to the soccer coach if you want to learn cricket, or if you don't go to the cricket coach if you learn soccer. If you want to be a trader, then you need to go to a trader. And trading is not easy. So you are in the right place, in the right channel. Make sure, guys, always stay connected with the Telegram link that you can find. You can join there to stay up to date all the content that I'm posting. And any question, anytime, for the academy members, I'm always available, though I may not be able to reply at the same time, but I'm open to mentor. Everyone is coming, but though the option is little limited at the moment, from this live session we'll take one lucky winner to join the academy for the lifetime. So stick till the end of this live session. By watching only live session, you can become a trader, right? So make sure that you just take this live session fully take notes, and that's where you will be learning the real smart money trading strategy. So understand the smart money. A couple of minutes ago some of the members talk about the smart money. What is a smart money trading strategy? Let's look at that one here. Thank you. Welcome. Hi everyone. Thank you. Trend is bullish. Gold is sitting on a support daily time frame. Thank you. Because dollar drop. Oh yeah. Thanks coach for your advice. You want to inspire me. Welcome. All right, so cool. Let's see what kind of structure it is making here. Now if you guys look at it, you can see this is a lower time frame on gold, and it's consolidating in that area. And again 4 hour closing in 33 minutes. Let's see what happened with the 30 minutes candlestick pattern. All right, so here is the lower time frame. All right, cool. That's where you can see the market is in this area. It's in a sideways, so you can see a move sideways market expecting to break below. So this is currently choppy here. It's because of the news coming up, and before the news we see that sideways market, right? So net range is basically smart money accumulating the position for another expansion. So it's gathering liquidity for bigger move. Now before the news expecting to drop, so that we can look for buying with the news or just after the news, so that we can trade with the trend. That's our goal here, is to trade with the trend. Welcome. Very eager to learn. Hello sir, you're amazing and thanks for everything. Look, this is key guys. Learning, eager to learn, that's a very good keyword that I like to hear. This is all you need. To become a trader you don't need anything, right? You need only willingness to learn and grow. That's all you need to become a trader, and the rest is, everything is available here. To become a trader you need the willingness to learn, eager to learn. That's a very key word. I would like to see all the members are here really eager to learn or willingness to learn. Welcome. Yeah, this is, you know, the being a trader is freedom. Why? Because you don't need anything. You use mobile phone for speaking and that's all, right? Or a laptop. That's all you need to become a trader, nothing else. So it's the way, probably coming up very soon. Very soon means that future, you know, trading could be a very common trend for everyone, because you know that there is a lot of now job cut coming up currently. What are you gonna do? You need independent source. So learn right now so that you can create the future that you need. Right? Stay connected, stay joined. Manipulations in 23, 26. Yeah, we'll be seeing that where it is heading to. Alright, so here what we can see again from the 4-hour chart, it's a bullish market, and this is the 1-hour candlestick pattern, a bull candle from the 30 minutes. A doji expecting to break below, and here is what you can see, the market to come back down. 5 minutes. Yeah, so you can see that with its consolidation it's coming back below, and this is a structure that wanting to see that it's breaking below that level, which is essential to look at. Now, looking at that area here with multiple candlestick pattern formation, okay, so with that gap open, it's breaking below again. Lower time frame, we can see the market trending in that area. So we see that break, and that break might lead the price back to the support here. We'll see that where it is heading to. It's some now from this trend line, it's started to drop again, so which is that's what we're waiting to see as coming up data. Now 30 minutes price action, you can see with this doji, it has broken below, so highly likely we'll see now a retest of this support that we are waiting for so long time for a retest, so that we can look for possible buy here. Now this is where also the 15 minutes 20 EMA after this crossover, the EMA has not been tested, so which is also the 4-hour support. If this one straight drop here on the lower time frame, drop back to that support, we can look for buy here. So 4-hour here, which is an important support. From the 1 hour also, you can see the market is approaching that level. 15 minutes also approaching that 20 EMA here in that zone. So would like to see that it's dropping well below this level to this support before we look for any buy here. So waiting a little patiently. We see that whenever coming, the bulls reacting to that, but still for me it could be too early to go long until we see that complete retest. And in that area, we can see the market so you see from here, it's now creating a long wick. Now that long wick has also a reason. So what do you think that this long wick candle mean to you when the market does this? Understanding why things happening is the core of becoming. You see last 10 seconds how the candle changes. It went back here and see how the candle is closing in the last 10 seconds. It's a full bear candle. That's why I told you guys it's important that looking at the live market is the key, because after we see the live market, you see that when the candle closed, it in fact doesn't have any information what happened during the lifetime of this candle, unless you see a very detailed picture of the multi-time frame, looking at the 5 minutes candle and then, or maybe 1 hour candle and going to the 5 minutes, going to the 1 minute to see all the ups and downs, which is very difficult to do that. but during when you see a candle closed, which is a closed candle, right? So when you see a closed candle, that's gone. And that is why live market looking at is very important. And in the last 10 seconds, this candle closed as a full body gain and the market started to drop here and from that zone. Now looking at 4 hour, you can see it is approaching that, come on, it is approaching that support. And okay, so 1 minute, yeah, so if you look at the 30 minutes here, you can see that there is a wickless candle on the 30 minutes. And so now in this area here, when you see this doji that we discussed, that this doji is a clean rejection from the support, but because it's in this local downtrend, we will not be looking to consider. But if it is in the major direction of the trend, definitely I would look for buying opportunity. Okay, so if you look at it, you can see this is a doji. Now this kind of price action, when you see that in the major direction of the trend, that's where we will be looking for entry. All right, so now you can see that locally it's again, whenever buyers buying, pushing back to the upside, it's again coming, started to break below here. So if you look at the 1 hour, you can see it's coming down. Looking at the 1 minute, and yeah, so you can see that whenever getting a rejection from the top, it's trying to melt down below to this support level. Now we are almost nearing to the news time. Okay, manipulation, yeah, sell time, not yet. We could sell, but I don't like to trade against the trend, though I sometimes trade when we see that very high probability setup. But the key here is to look for a market that is trending in the major direction. For example, it is trending down, right? So if we trade sell, that is basically, if we sell here, we are trading with the trend, but we are trading with the local trend. There are two things. One is the global, the other one is the local. Guys, do you have an idea about the global and local? What is the difference between the global trend and the local trend? You can share your thought. Now, when you trade with the local trend, there is a risk, because there might be any time there might be a complete rejection. But when you trade with the global trend, and that's where you are in the bigger flow. But to trade with the global trend, at the same time, we cannot avoid the local trend. And that is where most traders get confused is let's say, for example, everyone will start to think here, right? But if you are thinking here to sell, yeah, it's dropping, that's true. But what's happening if you look at the daily? You see that's a big daily bull candle, and that's an uptrend. 4 hour, you can see that a big bull candle followed by another bull candle. Now when you look at those price action, you see it's actually a very strongly bull market. Now here on the 1 minute chart, we can see that it's a bear market here, the locally, right? So when you see that this kind of trend, you want to see that this market has dropped to the key level, the area of value that you're looking at, and then prepared for a reversal. That's where you will be entering into the trade. That's where the high probability trades, and that is the important part of becoming a trader, is to be patient enough for the price to come back to the level that you decided to enter. That is called the trading plan. Plan your trade or trade your plan. So it is important that always have proper strategy and plan. And if you don't have a trading plan, there is a demo trading plan, which is the free version of the demo trading plan. There will be more updated free education coming also for all of you. That free demo trading plan, you can download it from this description of this video, which is a simple 1-page trading plan, but I believe in simplicity. All my strategy is very simple, so that complete beginner can trade as soon as they learn the strategy. And the trading plan is a demo that you need to rewrite it for yourself, but you can find the format. You can go to the description of this video and then download it, keep it, print it, rewrite it, and then once you understand it, you can use it in your trading. So which is a thing that you can download right now from the description of this video. If you're liking this stream, guys, I would appreciate if you like this stream to 50. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so. Thank you. Now we see that a couple of doji here, right? So you can see the market in that area started to locally having that downtrend. Now you can see whenever it is breaking from the top, it's again going back to the recover. That's the keynotes that you can keep, because look at what happened when the market moved up. Okay, so it was a clean big bullish move that you have seen that from here, a clean big bullish move, right? So with that clean big bullish move, right? So with that clean big bullish move, the market has moved in that direction, and then when it is coming down, when it is trending down, it's not that much of clean big bullish move. It's slowly creating series of lower high and lower low, and then whenever it is coming a little more, it is getting a rejection. That is the difference between trading with the local trend and the global trend. That means that the high probability setup comes when we see that the market is moving, the local smaller trend is going in the major direction of the trend. And that is why we need to look for a market that is trading in the major direction of the trend. So you can see this is not now trading in the major direction of the trend. The major direction is up, but we see it's now trending down. So we have another 15 minutes coming up. while you can see GBP USD also doing the same thing. British pound US dollar, what you can see that locally it's here in this lower time frame. GBP USD is currently having that, we saw the breakout structure, now it's trending back to the upside here, so which is good to see that it's also preparing for a potential upside. But if we look at the GBPUSD overall picture, 4-hour candle close, now this candle, the current one, it may turn to bear market. I would say that until data we need to wait for, but locally it's in a bullish market. Okay, so once we see the data has come out, the market has done the spike, it has grabbed the liquidity, then we have our probability to, in that case, to enter into the trade. Coming back to XAUSD, here is the long week candle, and with that long week candle, what you can see, there is a, yeah, you can see there is another pin bar here, and that pin bar, there is a pin bar here, so that pin bar might give potentially upside. Let's see, we have only 10 minutes to go. I would look to go long here at the moment for short term, but it's coming up news, so I don't want to take a trade that might just again going with the spike, because as soon as the data come, there will be spread widening. So we have only around 13 minutes for the news to come up, and once we see the market, the data has come, we can look for that entry opportunity. So here is the drop, and then with the drop from this support, trying to return back up. Thank you. You can see there is a bullish 5 minutes price action, and before the news it's a long week candle. Now, as with the upcoming ISM service PMI, if we look at DXY to see what we can expect from DXY, and then we can understand it in terms of GBP USD. Let's see how the price might have that impact on DXY, looking at the daily chart here. All right, so DXY is it's in a bear market. Now you can see that this is a clean bearish market at the moment from the 4 hour. If you look at from the daily, there was a daily doji, Okay, so on DXY, a daily doji, right? So you can see that there's a daily doji. Now today, once the market open with this gap open here, so with the gap open, the price started to break below, and because there is a gap open, the price has broken below. We may see that on DXY that the market to possibly come back further here to the support level. So DXY may be coming here to that support, and this is a gap open. So looking at the 4 hour here, you can see this is the 4 hour time frame, and there is a series of lower high in this area on DXY. So we see that it was in a downtrend, there was a breakout, and then the bulls failed to create a higher high with this doji formation. The market managed to break below again from this 4 hour resistance line, and because it has broken below here from this level, we may see that DXY potentially to come back here to this support level. So from the analysis perspective, from the technical analysis, we could see that DXY to remain bearish here to that support level. And because it's in a bearish drop, so GBPUSD, if we now, because it's just a mirror, isn't it? So if you look at the GBPUSD, that is where you can see GBPUSD locally it's in a bearish, but if you look at this today's early move on GBPUSD starting from here, you can see this is a massive technical move here, right? So looking at in that area, so if you look at the, you can see from here, from this support, it's a technical move, and doji bullish to the resistance line. And because the market in that level where there is a resistance line with this move on British pound US dollar, we can expect for this market to possibly after, so this is the previous 1 hour support here, and with that support break, liquidity gap, we can expect British pound US dollar to potentially to trend back to the upside. So my bias on GBPUSD could be bullish, though it is here, it was in a downtrend, but we can see that there is a potential change of trend. But at the same time, it is still can drop further, and if it drop from here, then we might see that further downtrend continuation here coming in this long-term support here. So this is the 1 hour. Now if we look at the 5 minutes and 15 minutes, this is the previous swing low here on GBPUSD. As the news is coming, if we see that this market, it already formed a head and shoulder here, but head and shoulder is not important, guys. Here also many traders makes these mistakes. This is a very important. Head and shoulder is not important. The important part here is trend, right? This is most of the trader makes mistakes looking for pattern, but pattern is everywhere. Yeah, it's important that you understand the pattern, but before you, pattern is a price action, it's a confirmation for entry. So to enter, you need also the directional bias, right? So you need to look at the direction that you should be buying or selling, and that is coming from the trend, and trend is very important when you are looking for trades. So we'll look at the head and shoulder or any kind of double bottom, double top later. First is the trend. Okay, so With that being said, when we are looking at the market here, what we need to look for is the major trend and breakover structure. So Gbpusd, if you look at here, you can see that the market has broken from the trend. It's on a consolidation. Now if we see that it dropped well below, and then we can look for that possible trend in this market. So here we will be looking at Gbpusd to see that it penetrated, and then if it returned to the major direction, that means that it is preparing for a trend continuation, and you can look for possible entry in this market. So let's now look at here on now with the 4 minutes time frame coming, there is a long wick in that area, and with this long wick from the 5 minutes, with this rejection, it's now slowly trying to come back here where we expected from the 4 hour to this support level. And you can see this is a long wick bearish candle. Okay, it's a complete break from the top, and let's keep that level on here. And with that level has been tested here, waiting for a support test. We are almost nearing, you can see the market is almost nearing to that 4 hour support that we are looking at, and we have 2 minutes to news, and I think that the spike could be here in this to this support level. The spike could come back here to the support level. We have 1 minute to go, and then once the data has been published, we could see that possible directional bias after a potential test of this support, because it's in an uptrend, and that drop might give us a high probability for to be directionally in one direction. Okay, so that's a spike. So what came out here? 51.6, which is giving optimism on DXY potentially. So you can see the XAUSD spike in that direction. So this is a 4 hour support. 4 hour candle closed, and as soon as the candle closed, we see that drop. So it's trying to break below this key level here. So if you look at the 4-hour here, you can see it's approaching that 4-hour support, which is an important area to look at for this 4-hour support. And now to look for us entries, so we can see the market might be settling. I hope that the spread has been normal now. How many pip? Gold. It's dropped a little bit. So there is a gap open on the lower time frame. Now if it turns to a bear market, while you can see Gbpusd also did that, a big drop here from that. Yeah, Gbpusd had a complete break below 1 hour also. And while we can see that XAUSD with a complete head and shoulder here on XAUUSD. You can see this is a head, left shoulder and the right shoulder. With this head and shoulder formation on XAUUSD, we may see the market to possibly, there is a long week. So this is the 4-hour resistance. So here I'm going to place a pending order above this high. It's still coming very fast. Place the pending order above this high, stop loss below this low. This is a buy stop, taking TP to that level. Though the market already has crossed that level, start to move up. No time to enter the pending order. We'll have to wait for that. It's a very quick move because the market in a very narrow range. I'll be waiting again for little pullback. It didn't give us that opportunity to enter. I was looking to buy, it just has got a bounce. So let's delete all the lines to see. This is 30 minutes. That might be a possible move. 83 pip, 15 minutes here. Yeah, so it returned back to the upside after this. This is a potential false break down here, and So it completely managed to break back to the upside now. For us to find an entry, so this is the level that you can see. This is the resistance line. If we look at, and with this resistance, if we look at that here, we'll be placing a buy limit here. Okay, so in that level we might be able to change that the order later. At the moment, placing a buy limit in that area. TP target to 221. So placing a buy limit, though we can see a strong bullish move. If the market coming here for retest, we will be entering into the trade. Buy limit here at 3322. Stop loss below this low, 131 pip. It's almost coming there. So placing a buy limit. TP target 3350.67. So placed a buy limit. So you might get a trigger very soon. So placed a buy limit here on XAUSD. So my trade is active. I'm on the trade, and yeah, so we are on the trade. Just got a trigger. Placed a buy limit here, and with a look at the 15 minutes. It's a big bull candle. So running trade on XAUSD with the buy limit active. This is the false breakout. A little bit different story, but this is a very long week here. Okay, so one hour, if we look at here, this is a from the 1 hour, this is a big bullish bounce. Now the price approach a key level and trying to return back again. Got a rejection from the top. So with this one, the market has if we see the price has done a false breakout, we might be able to open reversal trade, because if this move is a false breakout, then we may see that a big move down, because in that case the market may completely go down for a bigger move again to the daily support. Now looking at here on the lower time frame, from the 1 hour, so there is a 51 pip possible direction here. So okay, we might see head and shoulder formation here, and in that case, if we look at that head and shoulder, still we can see there is a consolidation pattern here. We'll be waiting to see what I think that might form a head and shoulder now and could change the direction of the trend. So this trade, we have to hedge the position most likely. There's a big doji. Now what we can see that the market with this move, it's just has got a complete rejection from the top. So now in this area we'll know that exactly what the market potentially might be doing. If this is a false breakout, then we could see that complete change of trend, and it may even come back to the daily support level, so with the data. But before that, let's wait to see that 4-hour, what kind of price action it has formed. And so there is a potential change of trend, and that might lead that price to come back to the, so this is the 1-hour candle. Let's wait to see what kind of price action is forming. But because with the data it reached that key level and got rejection, the possibility to trend back well above is dropped. So in this trade, if the market going up for another bounce, we will be exiting the trade at entry. And then so looking at the 5 minutes, let's keep that time frame here. So there's a 5 minutes candle closing. So you see the market is approaching, nearing to the entry. Now we might see now either sideways or going back up for possible retest of this neckline here. Now this trade, as soon as it's gonna reach the entry, at entry we'll be exiting the trade at entry, as the market structure didn't form as we expected. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I'm moving my take profit target at entry. We will be exiting the trade break even, and then directionally we might see a false breakout, and there is a possibility for a long term, that means that in that direction, to change the trend, because it didn't hold it just has got rejected from the top. So if it is coming well below, we will be re-entering for a sell opportunity. But at the moment we will be waiting for the market to go up again to retest this level. If it does, then we will be break even with the trade. So bringing the TP target at the the entry. So the my TP at entry, if we see the market has reached that level, to that we are break even, and after complete change of direction we can re-enter again. As this trade, it is still can continue to trend, but it didn't move as we expected, so we will not be holding for a very big profit target. This is currently a little choppy. It's moving back to the upside again. So looking at the 1 hour here, we can see there is a 1 hour candle closed. This is the previous 1 hour candle that has made so waiting for that to move, and then once we see the market, what I think that here we could see that the market to move sideways and then finally to come here, any of this support level. It's near to our entry. We are around 18-19 pip away from the entry, and so it might go back to 3324 level. Welcome. Short term, I think short, yeah, this is a false breakout. Yeah, so we see it's returning back in the direction of the false breakout. So it's a false breakout, and with this move, now the bulls may not find very strong confidence in this market at the moment. But I think that here it's done false breakout on both sides. So you see here, and then bounced back up here, drop back down. Now with this one, slowly it's building up its pressure to the upside. So because of the local long-term trend is up, we can see the market in that area is in this zone is still maintaining that, trying to maintain that market structure. But if you look at, there was a long consolidation and the bulls got weaker currently with this false breakout. So as soon as we see the market has reached the level that we have entered, we will be out of the trade, and we see that there is a 30 minutes candle close coming, and this 30 minutes is this is a 30 minutes bull candle so far, and that might bring a little push back to the upside, but not a very, I wouldn't consider it as a very strongly bullish price action. Because of the key support level here. Now there's another doji which is 15 minutes that we can see, and that's not getting very stronger confluence on it for a possible move. You can see it's getting a rejection. Okay, so this is the 1 hour price action, which is on the 30 minutes. Candle closing as a doji. So it grabbed liquidity on both sides, and before the candle closed, it's trying to return back to the original direction. We are almost to our entry point in that area, and okay, so you can see it's getting rejection. At the same time, this is a couple of doji formations. So it's a complex structure here, because it grabbed liquidity from the support, tested the 20 MA, maintaining the uptrend here, and at the same time lower time frame consolidation. So holding it for possible move back to the entry. So 30 minutes candle closed, and welcome. You think they're going to go up? What I think that here it may slowly try to build up pressure to the upside, but I think it has done a potentially a false breakout, so it might go up, but I think it may not be able to change a very strong trend at the moment, because it made significant rejection. So this candle, the 30 minutes, if it was closing with a bit of healthy body, green body here, that could be a good candlestick pattern that to trade on. So you can see it's now the sellers trying to sell that candle. Now if the price goes up to weak fill, 15-minute looks different. There is a big bullish doji followed by another bullish candle. So 15 minutes price action looks like that it may go even further. That's why the multi-time frame shows time very different picture from the 5 minutes. And if you look at the 1 minute, you can see it is from the 1 minute, it's a head and shoulder here. So getting the rejection. So from the 1 hour, it's testing that 1 hour support, and I think there might be sideways movement. Now how this 1 hour candle closing also very important to look at. You see this 1 hour candle closing as a doji like that, so it has liquidity here and also it grabbed liquidity here. So you see there was a break of structure, and then the trend trader will try to trade that one to the upside again. Now looking at 15 minutes, here we see that it's trying to trend in that direction, but the trend trader trying to buy this market because here still maintaining that series of higher low. I think it might look for that bearish move in that area. So how this candle closing is also important. we might see that sideways movement because of the early Asian session move that we have seen. There was a bigger move, so this is a complete bullish move. We may see now consolidation for, because of a very sharp rejection. The price may try to fill some of this week or may try to move in a sideways. And if it change the trend, we might be able to hedge the position. Directionally, it's still fighting to see a clear direction. So looking at the 1 minute again, there is a bearish price action in this area. We'll be holding on to that until we see a change in the movement. Once we see a complete change of trend, we can look for hedge trade. So first we will be waiting to see if it is having so when the market move in a sideways on XAUSD, what's happening with the GBPUSD? On the lower time frame also got multiple rejection from the top. The British pound US dollar as well has got a very sharp rejection from the top, and so looking at XAUUSD here, so is it still in a range in this area? the market in a, I think, preparation for a potential break below. So looking at 1 hour again. Now how this 1 hour candle will close, also important to see. There may be a change in the trend, and where okay, so with a clean long wick candle here, from this support there was a long wick here, there is a long wick here, so we see the price tested the support, and we'll see that if it is going back up again for another retest before the 1 hour close. Okay, so with a support here, and expecting that the market to possibly to return again in that imbalance zone where there is an imbalance. If we look at sell bearish break, yeah, there is a manipulation, but that manipulation, I think it's because of the because the market already has made a big move and then consolidation. So with the data, it made that false breakout, and then and because it has done that false breakout, the price try to return again to a deeper pullback. So if we look at the 1 hour, especially 1 hour price action, showing that there is a long wick candle which is closing in couple of minutes, this 1 hour candle, and that candle has tested this high long wick and also tested the low also long wick. So if this is a rejection from the top, then it is not unusual to see the market again come back to the neckline here, depending on how the price is closing. The candle close is important from the 1 hour. but it's still here from the 15 minutes it's maintaining a series of higher low. 15 minutes showing still here. 15 minutes is bullish price action because it's maintaining a series of higher low, a bullish candle. When it comes down to the bearish, there is a long wick. Welcome. So in this area here, with a multiple, this is a trend line in this zone. And once it we will be, once we see that prepared for, if it is before going our entry, prepared for a bearish move, fully downtrend, we can look for a hedge trade increasing a little higher than the previous one, and then we can trade for bigger profit target. So hedge trade is a very effective way to mitigate the previous trade if needed. But first of all, we want to see the market trending to the downside, and then we can take a hedge trade to bring that the previous one and the new trade. But until we see that it's breaking from that, we are waiting to see, because 15 minutes price action is still, there is a probability for a bullish move. And one lucky winner from this live session will be able to join the academy. At the end of the session, there will be one lucky winner will take in the academy for the lifetime. So for those who are watching the live session, you can stay at the end to join the academy to become a winner, to get access to the academy for lifetime, where you will be able to access all the trading tools, strategies, courses, and all the education that we have in the academy for since the beginning of the academy. There is a lot to take from here, including the mentoring, as well as we have a VIP group and also chat group, as well as the trading tools that you can use, all the indicators, and also automated system will be able to available if you are in the member in the academy. Now looking at this, is a sometime you can see it's a very narrow move, very smaller move. After the news it happens, sometime the volume drops, but it's gonna pick up, and once it started to trend. It's now nearing to the entry. This is where the entry point. So 1 hour is again showing move up. So 15 minutes, as we discussed. So here this is 30 minutes. We see that there is a choppy market in this area, and welcome. $15 gold make head and shoulder. Please check. 15 minutes. Yes, there is a consolidation. As you can see, this is a this move, this price action is, you can see it's a very complex here because it had a false breakout at the top. There is a long wick and also false breakdown. So the same candle. Now what might the price might do now is to range in between this support and resistance for extended time, because from the daily it already made its move significantly. So the trend is, the long-term trend is up, but based on that head and shoulder, until it breaks down, we will not be able to know that either this market to have another flight to the upside or what it is planning for. Because here lower time frame, if we look at, it's very choppy. So it's a fully choppy at the moment, and that from that consolidation, whichever direction it will break, we might see that direction in that way. So the entry, this is the not showing the correct entry, 3223. So 3323. So the entry, and stop loss 3311. Now this 1 hour candle close is important, because if this one is how this candle is closing also will determine the next candle move as well. Because after this candle close, the next one may continue to drop, or we can expect another bullish candle depending on how the market is forming. we may see that so if we look at 1 hour closing nearly, so we are out with the trade, and so if we look at possible change of trend, because as we mentioned, this move was false breakout and then started to trend back down. Now with the 1 hour candle close, which is coming in 1 minute, we may see that the market to there is a possibility for, because there is a big gap here, there's a fair value gap, massive fair value gap. So we will be, once we see a clear directional bias, once the market managed to break from that structure, we may see that complete return back again. We may see, in that case, if you look at the daily here, this is the daily price action. Let's delete that one, and we may be able to see that direction. So from the daily, it has dropped here. This is the daily support. Four-hour candle. So keeping this doji here as a stop loss, we will be opening sell. This time I will be entering by market, because we don't know how long it might take in that direction. So we will, as the market has formed that structure, we could potentially see a change of trend. So if it is changing trend, then we can expect it to drop back to the to that order block here. So keeping a potentially bigger profit target, I am entering in this trade on sell on XAUUSD for this possible downtrend. Keeping, this is the 1 hour price action here, and so with this 1 hour, if we look at, there is a doji, stop loss above this high, stop loss above the 15 minutes resistance, and with a possibility to, so stop loss above the 15 minutes resistance, TP target here, placing a bigger profit target to this 3274. This is a market order. with the possibility that placed sell on gold and running in. So you see that it started to move in the direction that we can see, and possibility to drop to the downside is that we can see potentially higher. So sell that market for this possible move. And if you look at here, if the market breaks below, there is a possibility the market to trend back down. So here so looking at the 5 minutes here, okay, getting a possible a break of structure. So a few running positions on this, and here So looking at the 1 hour here, we can see the price whenever approaching this so here in this area, what you can see, the market started to trend back down and moving in the direction that we expected. So we are holding the trade, and as you mentioned, there is a big fair value gap. So if the market trend, then we might see that potentially coming well below that level. Let's see if this is something want to change the trend. So I'm going to add further position. Is the market potentially to be trending here? So there is a big fair value gap, and we are on the trade that has going out. So the one that is working out, we need to hold it for potentially bigger profit. I had some older position that has closed, but I'm running with the current trade, and we'll keep running it for potentially for the TP. This is the 5 minutes. Looking at the market from a very concentrative perspective is very important. Here is after break of this low, it's getting some pullback. 30 minutes candlestick pattern, we can see that it's trying to form a doji. So we are at entry. So I have multiple position on this. Now at our entry at the moment in this area, so if we see that the market is here trending, we may see that the price to because if it breaks down after this big false breakout, we may see that there is a fair value gap, the market to potentially trend well below this level, holding it for possible downtrend. So the entry, let's place this one properly. Entry price is at stop level at and TP so you see it's currently in the profit zone. This is the entry, and this is here you can see after break of this low, trying to recover some of this move again to the upside. Now if this move being failed to create a higher high, we might see that the market to break below here. This is a long-term uptrend, but we see that there is a possibility for a complete a break below, because there is a sharp rejection from the top. And with that notion, we have opened the position. Now, depending on how far it wants to go. So you can see there is a after two long week candle, the market start to drop back below, and it's coming again to the entries. We are in the profit zone again. Now here is we need to see the market is trending. With that price action formation, so we are almost near the entry. Entry at 3313. This is our entry. So if it is breaking below here with the trend, that's where you might see the market to trend back down. Now, because we see there was a big long week rejection, that may cause this price to slide down. That's the primary reason that we have opened that trade, because there is a liquidity grab, there's a false breakout, and the smart money gathered the liquidity from this false breakout, so we might see that potentially to trend down here. So you can see from here, after this liquidity grab, a bearish engulfer, there is another liquidity grab, bearish engulfer. The market is basically trending in that direction, creating series of lower high and lower low. This is what we are expecting to see, that downtrend. So here lower time frame price action, it's in a sideway, so expecting to break below. Now because the way it is forming series of lower high here, expecting to break in that direction here. Welcome guys, and so far it's moving in our favor, so I'm holding it. The market, guys, this is sometime after the big news. It happens that couple of big candles and then completely going in silence, so very smaller price action, but that sometime an indication of another breakout, because when you see that the price create this kind of structure, it normally refers to that for further move. Now the structure here that we see, okay, this is the channel and there is a big liquidity grab. So this kind of structure is you'll find rarely, because there is one here, so after a long time it form another one. Now when we see that this long tail here, this is a complete false breakout. So no doubt here that it was a false breakout, and that has, so when there is a false breakout, there is a lot of volume in the market, and later the especially the smart money move slowly to gather more order, because when this false breakout formed, the traders knows that directional bias, they more have been aware that this market might move in this way, so they're moving a sideways, so that because those who will be trading in this narrow range only, there will be a lot of stop loss. And because of that reason, so here you can see all right. So with this doji, would like to see that potentially breaking below. Right, so here it is still showing that bearish, so we are still holding it. The second trade. So here, that's where you can see the market is now. If it breaks the support, there is a bigger fair value gap, and the price action that I see potentially to be bearish. Okay, so it's grabbing multiple liquidity, and we might see that the market to potentially trend back down. Okay, now, so this is the zone that will determine either the market to trend down or bouncing back to the upside again. Right, so here it's picking up again. with this leg, it dropped certain level, it dropped to almost 38 pip, and then trying to move back up again for another pullback. So let's see how this candle is closing. Okay, so here it's picking up, and from the 4-hour, if we look at, so from a very deep support, it's got a rejection. So it creates an imbalance in this direction here at the moment. So we'll not be running the trade. This looks like that we might see further bounce here. We will not be running the trade, and would like to see. Now if you look at here, you can see it's forming a doji, and there is a possible further from this zone. There is a doji, so we would like to see that it's breaking below again, and once we see the market manage to break below, we will not be running, and I'm closing out this trade here at the moment. It might get bounced back up again, so will not be running that sell trade. So I'm out with the trade, and it might gain more momentum here from the top. So I'm out with this trade. It might move a little further to the upside. We'll look for a further opportunity in the upcoming session. As you know, the market is choppy today, as we can see that first day of trading week not trending. So once we see that it start to trend again, we can look for entry. In the meantime, we'll be going for a giveaway from this session, as we discussed in the beginning, and I'm going to look for the keyword for the giveaway for those who want to join the giveaway competition, where you'll be able to so you can write the keyword here, gold, for entering into competition. So once you write the keyword, you will be able to enter the competition for the giveaway, and one lucky winner will be able to join the lifetime. So there will be a coupon available as soon as the giveaway is ended. So you can write the keyword that trade was closed. Sell trade is closed. We see there is a breakout. Okay, so you can write gold, and from there we'll be sending so you'll get you can write that. We'll take a winner from this, and with a coupon for the lifetime access. We'll be sending it in the live chat. So it's getting rejection from the top again. It at the moment. So gold is the key word for this. Welcome. Well, we see. And as you can see, it's getting some reaction from the top. So we will be looking later. At the moment, you guys can, if you want to be on the competition for the giveaway, I will send a coupon as soon as to the winner. Thank you. Cool. Thanks for the joining the live session. Absolutely, we see that quite a few members on board, and preparing that. So you start to break again below. It went for a liquidity grab. So we found 7 entries to the giveaway, and so as we can see XAUSD again, it's just moving in this range, so it might keep pushing up and down. We'll keep eye on for the whole NY session. So in the meantime, Vera Ching is winner for this giveaway to the academy. So you can access the academy using the coupon that I'm sharing with you now in the live chat. So coupon shared in the live chat, you can straight away use it on the website checkout. Link below this video in the description, and once you use that, you're gonna be able to access the academy for lifetime. There's only one entry with that. So with that being said, here we can see that XAUSD, it's still ranging in that zone, and it either may drop down from here and then could continue to trend, or we might see that the market again bouncing. But I think that the market may range for extended time, or slowly will try to move here. So from the 1 hour, we can see that there is a rejection from here, and with that rejection, it might go extended sideways movement at the moment, because there's a long wick from top with the news and getting rejection, so it might go sideways for extension. We see the market showing that pattern. And thank you for joining this live session. I'll see you again, guys, trading live together very soon with another trading day. Until that, stay well, stay happy. And for those who are in the academy, also will get an update very soon with the any trade setup, anything like that. We'll see you again tomorrow. Coming up, another big day. If we look at the calendar before we exit the live session, tomorrow for NZD in the morning, and then FOMC. So we will be tomorrow there will be a lot of opportunity because of the FOMC. The market will remain absolutely trending, and would like to see that some great trade coming with all of you guys. Until that, stay well, stay happy. We'll see you tomorrow.